The jump wasn't a blur of motion or a flash of light. For Cale, it was a asterisk snip asterisk. One moment he was there, the next he was here, and the space between was simply edited out of existence. He called it the cut. It started with a childhood nightmare. A monster in the closet, a desperate, suffocating fear, and then asterisk snip asterisk. He was safe under the kitchen table, 6 rooms away, with no memory of how he got there. His frantic parents found him there, insisting he'd sleepwalked. He learned to control it. A destination held clearly in his mind, a focus that felt like clenching a mental fist, and he could cut the distance. The rules were simple. He had to see the place in his mind's eye or have been there before. The greater the distance, the more it drained him, leaving him gasping and disoriented. He wasn't a hero. He was a courier. The ultimate courier. For a steep price, Cale would deliver anything anywhere with no customs, no borders, and no paper trail. A signed contract from Tokyo to a lawyer in Manhattan in the time it takes to blink. A vial of experimental medicine from a Swiss lab to a sick child in Cairo before the sun rose. He was a ghost in the global machine, and he was getting very, very rich. His latest client was a woman with a voice like polished steel and a bank account that could buy a small country. The job was simple. Retrieve a small, sealed alloy case from a private laboratory in Singapore and deliver it to a penthouse in Dubai. 1 jump in, 1 jump out. The fee was astronomical. It felt too easy. That should have been his first warning. He cut into the Singapore lab at 2:00 a.m. local time. The room was a sterile, climate-controlled vault. In the center, on a pedestal, sat the case. No lasers, no pressure plates. His client's inside man had already disabled the alarms. His second warning. He grabbed the case. It was heavier than it looked and cold. The moment his fingers made contact, a low hum filled the room. The entire vault began to glow with a faint blue light, and a synthetic voice echoed around him. Spatial anchor activated, quantum signature acquired. Panic, cold and sharp, lanced through him. It was a trap, but not for a thief, for a teleporter. He focused on his pre-visualized escape point, a quiet rooftop in Bangkok. He clenched his mind. Nothing happened. The cut wouldn't engage. It was like trying to run in quicksand. Dampening field active. Unauthorized spatial displacement prohibited. The vault door hissed open. Not security guards, soldiers. Clad in sleek black body armor, their helmets sporting strange, pulsating antennae. They didn't point guns, they raised devices that looked like oversized satellite dishes. "Don't even think about it," the lead soldier said, his voice filtered through his helmet. "The field binds you to here. You're not going anywhere." Cale's heart hammered against his ribs. He was a rat in a cage. They'd been waiting for him. They knew asterisk. The soldiers advanced. Cale backed away, the cold case gripped in his hand. His mind raced, scrabbling for a way out. He tried to cut to the Bangkok roof again, to his apartment in London, to the beach in Nice he'd visited as a child. Each time, the mental effort was met with a sickening, psychic recoil, a wall of solid nothingness. The lead soldier was almost on him. "Just come quietly. We just want to talk." Cale knew what that meant. He'd be a lab rat, dissected and studied. His freedom, his life, would be over. Desperation ignited a crazy idea. The dampening field stopped asterisk him from jumping. But what about something else? He looked at the heavy alloy case in his hand. He focused not on himself, but on the case. He pictured a place, not a safe place. The most dangerous, chaotic, and distant place he could think of. The one place no one would ever look for it. The center of the active volcano, Mount Etna. With a grunt of immense strain, he cut the case asterisk. It vanished from his hand, with a sound like a sucked-in breath. The soldiers froze. Their leader stared at the empty space where the case had been. The dampening field was designed to hold a human quantum signature, not an inanimate object suddenly sent halfway across the world. The distraction lasted a fraction of a second, but it was enough. The field flickered. The constant hum stuttered. The soldiers glanced at their equipment, confused. It was the only opening he needed. Cale didn't try for a distant jump. He aimed for something closer, something he could see right through the open vault door, the hallway outside. Snip. The world vanished and reassembled. He stumbled into the hallway, the disorientation hitting him like a physical blow. He was free of the field. Alarms blared to life. Red lights strobed. Target is loose. He's bypassed the field. Cale ran. He didn't need a plan, he just needed sightlines. He cut around a corner just as a volley of tranquilizer darts peppered the wall where he'd been. He appeared in a server room, then cut again to a janitor's closet, then to the roof of the adjacent building, the Singapore skyline sprawling before him. He was gasping, each jump sapping his strength. He could feel a nosebleed starting, but he couldn't stop. Behind him, on the lab's roof, he saw the soldiers. 2 of them were activating packs on their backs. With a shimmer of distorted air, they vanished. His blood ran cold. They could jump too. Or they had tech that could mimic it. This wasn't a corporate security team. This was something else entirely. Cale didn't hesitate. He pictured his emergency bolt hole, a place he'd never told anyone about, a prepaid rented storage unit in the middle of the Australian outback. He focused, pouring every ounce of his remaining energy into the image of the dusty, silent unit. He cut. The world dissolved into a nauseating whirl of non-space. The jump was too far, too fast. He collapsed onto the hard concrete of the storage unit, vomiting, his head screaming in agony. He blacked out for a second, maybe a minute. When he came to, he was alone in the silence. He'd made it. But as he lay there, shivering on the cold floor, the reality of his situation crashed down on him. They had his quantum signature. They had technology designed to trap him. They could follow him. He had stolen from a client who was clearly a global power. He had led a terrifying, jump-capable military right to his doorstep. The quiet, lucrative life of the ultimate courier was over. He was no longer a ghost. He was prey. And as he pushed himself up, wiping blood from his nose, a grim smile touched his lips. Prey that could be anywhere. He had spent his life running asterisk to asterisk places. Now he realized he would have to learn to run from them. The game had changed. And Cale, for the first time, was truly awake. The greatest escape artist in the world was now on the run, and the hunt was just beginning.